Bullion Bulletin is back, this time in Singapore, and this is the first edition of the Asia Pacific Precious Metals Conference. This conference is organized by Singapore Bullion Market Association, and it is the first kind of initiative in this region. This conference is going to start in few hours, but we have already a big surprise for you. We already got the number. The organizer told me that this time, the first edition, 325 people registered with me. Now, it's a CEO of SBMA, Mr. Albert Cheng. He is a very respected gold specialist. He was a former MD of World Gold Council, Far East region. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Bullion Bulletin, and congratulations.
Welcome to Singapore.
I congratulate you for taking this massive initiative first, and then it is already a success before the conference starts officially. Now, first you tell me, it is all your brainchild. This conference is all your brainchild. Why did you feel that there is a need to organize this kind of conference in Singapore?
Well, first of all, welcome to Singapore, and we are very happy to partner with Fortel Business Solutions in organizing this conference. And the reason why we organize this Asia Pacific Precious Metal Conference is when we were set out to professionalize the SBMA, our task is to try to link the ASEAN country with the global bullion market, as well as linking the global bullion market with the ASEAN country. And of course, in the last 2-3 years, we have been able to network with individual countries. But we thought we need a platform to bring everybody together in one place so that they can mingle, they can exchange ideas, and they can also look at what they can offer to the other party. And we thought a event in the mid-year where people is not busy in the beginning of the year or not busy at the year end, come here, settle down, talk about business, talk about opportunities. And we were very fortunate that we have the support of IE Singapore, as well as a number of sponsors like the Chinese Gold Silver Exchange Society, the LBMA, the LME, and as well as a couple of major organizations like World Gold Council, World Platinum Investment Council, as well as ICBC and many others sponsors. And the conference really is to try to create opportunity for the ASEAN country one by one, from Myanmar to Vietnam to Malaysia and Indonesia, that the people who are major players in the market come to Singapore and share the experience with each other. And likewise, we like the global market from London, from Tokyo, and from Hong Kong, coming here together with these people and talk about what is the next for Asia to develop. No doubt, China, India are two biggest markets in the region.
Certainly.
But we were also trying to see what next. What's the next big thing or next big market where people both in India and in China want to look into. And we have ASEAN country, which is just sit in between of India and China. And Singapore, sitting in the crossroad,
nice,
actually is helping or trying to be a connector for all the major players.
It's a natural connector.
Big and small. And that's why we are saying that SBMA, by itself, our mandate is to try to be a gateway for the ASEAN country to the world, as well as for the world to the ASEAN country. Because Singapore has all the natural advantage. We have very efficient financial infrastructures, very good legal system, and our logistics system is very efficient. And plus, we have a lot of storage facility, and it's a safe place to put your most precious metal in this country. And we also has most of the bullion banks and the bullion merchant.
Most importantly, AAA rating.
And of course, Singapore is a AAA country in Asia,
Entire Asia.
in the region. And whoever who are thinking of finding a place to put their most precious asset, this is a natural choice for them. So we are very happy that we could be able to bring all this together, and it's happening in the next 3 days.
There is no doubt, because people have responded, kind of sponsors, the name of the sponsors, they are all the big giants, either WGC, LME, LBMA. So it is quite clear that they have taken it very seriously, and they are very serious about the Singapore market. And through Singapore, they might be eyeing, as you say, the other Asian countries. So, sir, my next question. You are going to sign some trade agreement between, I heard, between Myanmar, CGAC. So,
Yes.
what is this agreement is all about? If you can tell us in little brief.
Well, I think the business or the gold business is always global. It's always interconnected together. As I said earlier on, the two big markets, the China and the India, actually they are not very connected. Although there are people working behind the scene, facilitating some of the trade flow, but I think there will be more opportunity, more avenue for more connectivity between major markets. The fact that we are signing an MOU with CGSE in Hong Kong is to try to connect Singapore and the rest of ASEAN to China via Hong Kong in terms of physical flow, in terms of trade flow. And we also signing an MOU with Myanmar. Now, the reason why we signed an MOU with Myanmar is Myanmar has been a very close country until the new democratic regime come into power. And the government actually like to see opening up of the economy, including the gold sector.
Right.
And don't forget, Myanmar produced quite a number of gold in the country. The official figure may seem small, but
Right.
a conversation with the trade in Myanmar, they all pointed to quite a substantial amount of gold production in the country. So the government would like to see gold properly export from the country. And at the moment, they don't have any means, or they don't know how to deal with the international market. So our MOU with the Myanmar Gold Development Public Company is to try to foster closer collaboration between the SPMA and the MGD, to try to help them to connect, to understand, to learn what is the practices globally. And we also trying to bring interested party from outside of Myanmar to come and talk to them. So the MOU between Myanmar and SPMA is to work together to help them to go out and talk to the likely party that will want to do business in Myanmar. And for the CGSE MOU is to work closer with them to link the China market to the rest of Southeast Asia, ASEAN, and beyond. It is actually part of the so-called Xi Jinping talk about the Belt and Road concept.
Right.
And Singapore is probably a good landing point for this Go South strategy of the China.
Strategically, I think it is excellent, because CGAC, you can connect through CGAC China. Myanmar is just on the edge of India. So,
That's correct.
if I understood correctly, so India, China, in between, and Singapore is on the
Correct.
middle. So I think the total setup, it will work really excellent.
Yeah, but I mean, ASEAN, SPMA, we are positioning ourselves as a super connector for both the South and the North, and would like people to come through Singapore, get the trade flow through Singapore, and we provide the supporting service.
There is no doubt, because world believes Singapore
Yeah,
through regulation, its infrastructure, everything world class.
yeah,
So if Singapore is in the middle, on the either side, it's really excellent opportunity.
Yeah.
I feel for the whole sector. And last question. So as a CEO, how are you looking at it? I mean, what kind of new initiatives you are taking?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, there will be things that we like to move forward. I would like to ask my colleague, Namiki, to talk about what some of the things that we have planned to do going forward in the next few months, and what we have planned for even beyond 1 year, 2 years. I would like him to talk about this.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was Mr. Albert Cheng, CEO, SBMA. Now I would like to invite his colleague, his executive director, Mr. Hawk, to say a few words where he actually. With me, Mr. Hidetaka Hawk Namiki. He is executive director of Singapore Bullion Market Association. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Bullion Bulletin.
Thank you, and welcome to you too.
My first question to you: what is SBMA's plan for next 6 months to 1 year to 2 years? What kind of initiatives you are taking to promote this industry?
At this point, as having first Asia Pacific Precious Metal Conference, it started becoming quite successful, and we've been inviting 300 over delegates here. At least people to understand what the capability, what the sense that people can do in Singapore. As many people really don't realize how Singapore itself is quite small country, but basically as a whole, as a center of the transaction within ASEAN, it'd be a good reach to many other places of ASEAN together, and vice versa, from people from ASEAN to Singapore to reach to international market. As a point is Singapore has a good sense of good part of the law system has been fixed, and also the financial system together with the gold ecosystem has been properly built by support of IE Singapore. And now we have a refiner all the way down to a retailer, including a logistic company. So as a part to do the precious metal business, we have a function in infrastructure to do the business. At the same time, as here as a financial hub, basically, with any transaction in foreign exchange can do it here in Singapore. At the same time, this is also the wealth management hub. So it's not by just the gold as a wealth, as a part of the wealth. Actually, many people, shifting their own money into here to run the money here. So as an overall, Singapore can be really, really good hub for all the wealth to kept in safe and properly.
So, from government perspective, the gold policies, what kind of policies you are eyeing that it should help the industry in Singapore, and not only Singapore, through that Singapore can work with more better with the other ASEAN countries.
The whole point here is, if people want to do business in ASEAN country, there's so many hurdles. Firstly, it's a language, and also the culturally different. It's if someone comes from like a Western country or even from Japan, directly into each country is quite difficult to actually do the business together with them. But as a point in being in Singapore has a good talent pool. Actually has a long history, facing to those ASEAN countries. So if people can have the centralized function here in Singapore, actually easy reach to 9 other ASEAN countries. So the part, for the long time, the Singapore has been building good sort of a hub function for many other industries, which gives good capability to the talent pool here to do the business internally together towards the ASEAN countries.
So, in your point of view, for example, that GST, I think in
2012, that was actually initiative has been made together with IE Singapore with SBMA. Its industry players are suggesting that it's good to be removed in order for building another the trading hub in Singapore. The two things needed in Singapore to do was as Singapore is not we don't have a resource. I mean, for the mining.
Right.
So in that sense, it has to have proper, like scrap or some of the gold coming into Singapore and refine it to create the starting point. So the first thing IE did was actually two things. One was the GST. The other one was bringing the internationally well-known refiner, which was metal.
Metal.
So the two things was the first step to start for the Singapore to begin the ecosystem.
And I have also seen recently, I think you have signed an MOU with World Platinum Investment Council.
They-
you are
they-
going to promote some platinum
Yes,
investment product in Singapore as well.
they have been very supportive on our association as well. And the part, the most of the time, all the business has been focusing on either gold or silver, but it also, as a part of the precious metal, platinum is also an important piece of the precious metal to promote. So in the part, we try to do the best to promote also the platinum as a part of the precious metal product.
I have seen already, I will certainly talk with participants, few companies are coming here
Right.
who have developed digital gold. So what I understood, Singapore is going towards more on the financial product of the bullion. So what is your estimate? How fast and how big could be this market, and how this market could impact the rest of the region?
I think
This kind of a
the part of the fintech one is, as people may see as a younger generation, they are, there's no difference between, the people in the West or even here. It's internet connection through these days by the even for handphone is nearly 100%. And those younger generation, actually, they for them, buying gold is no difference between buying any other stocks. So by the touch of they feel that they can create even for trading through the internet function or some part in the fintech. They feel that they can create the wealth on the spot, which it not happen easy, but I mean they at least they have access to the market easier than before, and the where they receive the reaching to the gold market. It's not just the physical market, but also ETF is also the part of the game. So, generally, as this development of fintech actually can create even further to even for blockchain to,
Right.
any other alternative way to invest in gold.
So, how happy you are today seeing this kind of numbers for the first time for this conference? And I think the numbers is showing that people have taken Singapore very seriously,
Yes.
and in coming years, participation will definitely increase. So, what message you want to give today, right here, to the participants who have not joined to this time, but they should definitely, I think, they are coming next coming years.
Well, by the way, we already have setting up the date for the next the conference, which start from June 3rd to 5th
Excellent.
on next year. So this will become our anchor event and carry on. However, goes long, as long as we want to carry on.
Correct.
We would like to bring more people's attention through, delegate list and proactive marketing to those people to reach. And at the same time, we as a SBMA would like to actually promote more disclosure of the data, which actually within ASEAN country.
Yeah.
But at this point, the numbers has been given by Metal Focus. Those numbers are actually limited. It's, I should say, about 5 per country. And those are the given number. But within the given numbers, we only have both side import and export, almost 300 tons either way.
Right.
So if we can disclose more numbers, including Singapore and also the rest of the ASEAN, which hasn't been disclosed, actually we are trying to work with together with the third party to develop the transparency of this market.
In my limited research, what I have seen these Asian countries, including Singapore, and of course Singapore is the center head, excluding India, China, only the Asian region, it has been contributing substantially, and some numbers are, I have in my personal view, some numbers are not correct. So I feel that we need to create awareness about these numbers so that people come to know about the correct figure of the region.
Totally agree. Now, even for the part in Singapore statistics, for the past over a decade, the gold import number, the export number has been disclosed, and actually recently we've been working on this to be released, within public, meeting those regulatory people to release those numbers, and which actually came in public early part of this year, and basically people can actually reach to non-monetary gold import export numbers through IE statistics, and which become public. So this is for us is actually first point that we can actually expose ourselves what we do in Singapore and how much import export actually go through, and clearly if things expanded to the same manner in a few other countries, then clearly, like you say, we can see proper actual number to present to the outside people. Here's the number. You can actually do business here. So that's our aim to create proper transparent data for the public.
Mr. Hawk, wish you all the best for this conference.